Let's see. Good morning. All right. Good morning. Let me get these lights turned up a little bit. All right. Good morning. You scallywags. 5:05. Time to get up and get to work. That's right. Roll out of the bed. It's like it's a rainy day here in Georgia today. So if you're in Georgia, y'all be careful out there on the roads as you're picking up your crews and getting ready. Make sure you get some breakfast. Make your coffee at home. Pack your lunch. Guys, save your money. I was told one time by, I thought was a considerably wealthy man. He said, it don't matter how much money you make. He says, what matters is how much you keep. So keep that in mind as you toil away out there. How much do we spend at the Quick Trip every day? How much do we spend at the McDonald's every day? Add that up. How much is that at the end of the month? You pay for a car? Pay for children's school supplies? New clothing for your family? Take your family out to dinner every now and then? Yeah. Let me check my string. If you're out there, go ahead and hit me up. Hey, I am on me. Let's see here. All right. Whoa. Oh, I'm not Rag. It's the middle class Bubba. Y'all got the wrong one up. Shoot. All right. I just want to make sure this thing is working. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right. I got to quit bending down. I'll blind everybody with old head. Old reflection off the head. Check the chat. Tune in, somebody. Let's get this party started. Monday, the dreaded Monday. Some of us even had to work Saturday and yesterday, but it's still the dreaded Monday. In the rain. I know some of you are awake out there. You just hadn't found me yet. But when you do, I'm going to be your regularly scheduled Monday morning listening. Yeah, old construction work, slogging through the mud. Uh, Now, y'all be probably seeing some buffering this morning. Uh, I am on the satellite. So, and with the rain and the overcast skies, it will. Had a little echo there. Y'all give me an update on the stream health. Let me know how it looks to you out there. Yeah, it's Monday morning. Not everybody's going to have their head in it. So when you supervisors get to work, make sure you give that old pep talk to your guys. Make sure they're awake, get the eyeballs on them, and make sure that there's none of them hungover, none of them feeling sick, and just keep an eye on anybody. Let me turn that down. There, I got everything turned down, still monitoring. Yeah, like I say, I'm kind of new at this live streaming stuff. I'm trying to get better to get the stream set up and on the YouTube for the channel here. It's Middle Class Bubba live stream. May change the name in the future, not sure. Just out there um, trying to gather my experience and training on this stuff and see if I can get good at it. Let's see, go to this old darned old. Now I'm working on the camera here. Excuse me, I'm still overcoming a cold. It's the thing I want to do here. All right, I'm just gonna sit here and talk. Yeah, so remember everybody's kind of groggy when you get to the job site this morning. You have your safety meeting, PTP meeting. Make sure you take a few minutes to get you guys motivated, some stretch and flex. Some of them may have worked all weekend, but some of them may have laid around the house and had a good time with the family and everything this weekend. So make sure you do those stretching exercises before you get to work and cover the hazards. Um, I don't know, cover pinch points today if you want to. With the rain and all that, things will get slippery. You could have things uh, slip in somebody's hand cause a pinch hazard. You could have somebody drop tools, hands are slippery and working above. Make sure you uh, line off where your work areas are and make sure that your co-workers and other people on the site know what the hazards are and where they're at. Just take care of each other out there today. You know, I'm going to make a video and it's called Why Safety Guys Suck. I'd like to have some of your comments on them. You know, I'm a safety guy and I've worked with a bunch of safety people. Even me, I get sick and tired of some of the safety people who've appointed God over a job site with very little knowledge and training. Their supervisor will tell them something, they'll run out there and start barking crap. They have no idea what they're talking about. Happens all the time. So that's something I'm going to be writing about. Why safety guys are so. What did I say the title of that is? I'm sure it's not ugly. Oh, yeah, it might be. Why safety guys suck. I gotta remember to quit sucking down snot while I'm on the thing with you guys. Anyway, man, I tell you what, I appreciate you guys getting out there and going to work. I've done it for years, and I'm fortunate enough to be semi-retired, and every now and then I'll get a call to go help out some guys on a job. But I figure my primary responsibility, regardless of my knowledge, training, and experience in the demolition field, is to make sure that I have a cohesive and well-trained workforce so that I can point at them and say, my guys know what they're doing out there. And it gives me a good defense while I'm trying to make sure the job is organized in a proper way, that I know that I can count on the performance of the men I work with on a daily basis. So that's my philosophy and attitude. Safety's primary. I want everybody to be safe, but I also want us to get the job done in a safe, timely, and an efficient manner. That means getting out there, planning our work, and doing our work, and not having to pile too many men into it, just having enough to get the job done smoothly. I know some of you have been on jobs where people have been on top of each other trying to get a task done because the GC screamed, you ain't got enough people, and he doesn't even understand your work plan on how to get it done in the appointed time frame. Hang on a minute. Oops. Anyway, I'm glad I got up this morning. It's 5:17. The first 5 minutes of the show, man, I started early, 10 minutes before, and the Starlink was giving me fits. So if y'all see it buffering, I'm out here in the boondocks, so to say, and I'm counting on Starlink satellite to get me out to you guys for this live stream. And sometimes it buffers, and sometimes it runs perfect. Just depends on weather conditions, and it's gotten better since the satellite number has gone up. Communications has gotten better, and Starlink has really been a game changer for me. My concern now is he gains success, he's going to start jacking the price and make it unaffordable for us poor people out here in the country. Anyway, I do appreciate what he's done thus far. Allows me to get out here and see you guys. I made a note here, changing the future. And if you're out there this morning and you're working away and getting your act together to get out there and to build or make way for new buildings, or putting in infrastructure for new buildings to grow the economy or to improve the landscape, thank you. Thank you guys for getting out there. It's tough. I know you're out there to make money for your family. That's always number one. God, family, and country. But as you get out there and go to work, don't be the guy who's just there for the paycheck. If you're going to be somewhere for 8 or 10 hours a day, actively participate in what you're doing. Make yourself a professional. Make yourself somebody that your supervisors and company owners want to have on their team. Increase your um, increase your worth, uh, not by somebody else looking at you, but by your hard work and dedication and proving that you are a valuable resource, no matter what you're doing, whether you're pushing wheelbarrows or operating a high reach machine. Just because you're pushing a wheelbarrow today doesn't mean that your desire will take you to running a company or being a boss. I've seen it happen over the years. So even though you're suffering trying to get to the quick trip and pick up your 8 guys to get to the job site by 7 o'clock in these rainy, nasty conditions with other people out there trying to do the same thing, it's the guy who keeps his head about him who will get there and get the job done. And I want that person to be you. Let's see. Let me plug. All right. Excuse me, I just plugged the phone in. I'm using it to monitor this chat and make sure it's getting out there to you. All right. Yeah, yesterday I was contemplating some of the stuff to talk about this week. And the main thing is to prepare yourself. Take care of yourself. Are you eating a good and decent meal that has the ample nutrients for your body other than piling in the sugar? It's easy when you're young, you can burn that stuff off, but after a time, your body gets tired of using these highly processed foods and you wear yourself out. Your internal organs, man, they're struggling to keep you healthy so you can get out there and work. So I guess the best we could do, and I've learned this as I've gotten older, is to have a balanced diet. Quit eating the stuff out in the restaurants. I mean, some of it's good. I understand it. But you got to remember those restaurant people, they're out there to make money. They want to do it as cheaply as possible. And there ain't no telling what they're shoving in it. Now, there's a lot of restaurants that don't do that. I understand. But I want you to take care of your body. Are you drinking plenty of water? You know, we got to stay hydrated. And are you eating good food? You know, proteins and simple carbohydrates, vegetables, and, you know, good healthy cuts of meat. Well, as long as it's meat, not canned meat. Now, I love me a can of Vienna sausages from time to time, but shouldn't have a regular diet of that. Even cheap pork bought in the grocery store is better for you than canned and processed meat, except for maybe tuna. But then again, you might get a little squid in that tuna, a little jack in that tuna, a little whatever gets caught up in the net in that tuna. Because remember, they sell it by the can and they got to fill up the cans. Anyway, make sure you take care of yourself. Man, stay away from those darn energy drinks. Man, I see young guys coming there on their second can and their heart's just racing and they can't stand still and they thinking they're going to be more productive. No, they're probably going to be more dangerous to themselves and everybody around them. So try and stick to, I got coffee. Where is it? Yeah, here, I got a coffee. Ugh. I've been up since almost 4:30. Beat the alarm up, got ready and went in there and made some coffee. But I've not had any yet. Now I've had 8 or 10 ounces of water, and the coffee. See, when you sleep, your body generates all kinds of different chemistry to help wash out retrain, fix your body, and all that stuff while you sleep. Well, when you wake up, all those chemicals are still in there and they need to flush out. And if you start washing out the grogginess that you may have early in the morning with caffeine, you're delaying that time that it takes to get those sleep hormones and all that stuff out of your body. And then that's why a lot of people have the afternoon crashes. So make sure you load up with some water first thing in the morning, hydrate your body, get your internal organs pumping and working, and it'll improve your day. Another thing, and I know it's silly, and then some companies mandate that you do stretch and flex every morning, but and I used to kind of goof about it, but as time has gone by, I found out how important that is to prevent pulled muscles in the lower back and the shoulders and stuff like that. So take a few minutes and do those stretch and flex. If it's something that's not a pain in the ass, it's not a dreadful thing, and the guys understand that they're fixing to get out there and use equipment, hand saws and sawzalls and shovels, and if they warm those muscles up before they get out there, it's going to reduce the possibility of an injury. So if you're a supervisor, try and organize your guys for a 5 minute or so stretch and flex while you're doing your safety talk. You can talk while you stretch and flex. If people are listening and counting. So yeah, do that. And if you're an individual and your team doesn't believe in that, well, stand there and stretch yourself alone, and you'll be amazed at how many people stand there and stretch and flex with you just because it's in the middle of a conversation and you're getting ready to work, and they understand the importance of it. Even athletes stretch. And buddy, construction work is an athletic endeavor. You're out there moving your body all day long. And if you can go ahead and get it stretched up before you get to running around, especially on cold days, that'll reduce the number of muscle strains and all that, and and you'll be a healthier individual and a healthier workforce. And guys, every one of you is important. You may not be a supervisor. You may not be a foreman. You may be a young guy who's just starting out. Well, you're important, and you need to have your inputs into things. Believe me, I've been on job sites and we were doing the same thing day in and day out, and a new guy hired in, and he approached me one day and stood there and started rubbing his chin. He says, "I got a question." I said, "Okay." And he suggested something that he saw that 50 other people had been looking at, been a regular part of the daily operation. And he had a good idea. And we implemented it, and the next morning, we gave him credit in the safety meeting. "Hey man, that was a great idea. You saved us a lot of man hours and a lot of back power by coming up with that idea." Well, that guy just hired on. He's fresh eyes. He sees things that we overlook all the time. So don't discount the new guy. Give him an opportunity. New guys, if you see something, don't be afraid to speak up. Do it in a courteous fashion. Um, we're all out here trying to make a living. We don't need a new guy coming in and all of a sudden telling us how we're doing things or what we should be doing. But if you have an observation you'd like to share, then that's fine. And it may not work for other reasons that you're unaware of because of your inexperience. So just keep that kind of stuff in mind when we go to work every day. Um, I don't know if it's a Hispanic trait or mostly from my friends from the country in Mexico, but I really appreciate it when I see guys out there on the job site every day I don't care if a guy cuts loose 15 minutes early to go get started, but when some cultures, and I guess we used to do it in this country, when it came lunchtime, they would have their meal on site and share it on site, and they would bring their provisions, and it did a lot of things that saved a lot of money. They didn't have to drive and expose themselves to the crazies out there on the road. And they normally had a more nutritious meal. And then on top of that, they had fellowship. There's so much fellowship around people preparing food, and it's good. It builds camaraderie. You understand one another. You work together. You know which direction they're going in. Generally, you know their mindsets. So it's all that's a perfectly wonderful um, thing to do that some of the people do. Bring their provisions and have lunch. Some of them bring grills or hot plates or little gas stoves, and it's amazing that the good meals that can be cooked in such a fashion. So I encourage that, and it builds a whole lot, builds a team. So yeah, go ahead and do that if you have an opportunity, and and think of all the benefits. Yeah, it's a change, and you may feel like, oh gosh, I don't want to do something different. Why can't I just get in the truck, go over here to the sloppy food place or quick food place, and get a bite and just load up on the carbs and just chill out. Yeah, weigh the pros and cons for you. Decide you think you might want to make a change. Hang on a minute. I had this cold about 3 weeks ago now, man. It's still giving me fits. I've heard people talk about some kind of strange illness going around. It's a damn aggravation and an inconvenience. All right. Hey, guys, what do you do about your spiritual health? Go to church. Go to church. Have a gathering. Do you pray? You know, that kind of stuff's important. Spirituality is just important as your physical body. Uh, you know, the old saying is body, mind, and spirit. You got it. They all work together, and you got to take care of them. You got to give each one of them their dues. Your body, your mind, and your spirit. Anyway, the subject of the day has been proper nutrition, proper hydration. There you are riding down the highway. Isn't okay. Riding down the highway. 5:30, isn't it? 5:35, guys. I hope you're well on your way to your job. Yeah, got your bag packed, got your lunch sack packed, got your coffee made, got water in the truck, or there should be water on the job site. You do know that your employer has to provide your water for you? Yes, he does. Has to provide an ample drinking water for you, clean drinking water. And, back in the day, we had these big orange drums, big, tall, yellow orange drums with a lid on them. And, the normal process is whatever's left in it from the day before, you just add ice into it until it melted all filled it all the way to the top till it was overflowing with ice, and then put the top back on it and just continue drinking the same stuff it's been in there. And I've seen people open them up, reach in the top, and scoop their cup in there. And good Lord, man, it was like drinking out of the water hose in the old days, I reckon. And somebody made a whiny whine about it, and some bureaucrat decided they need to write a regulation about it. And now all of a sudden we've got where if you're going to use one of those, it's got to be cleaned and sanitized each day. So the best thing to do for most of the guys in the field is um, buy uh, cases of water, bottled water, and leave it on the job site and for the guys to drink. There's no regulation on whether it's got to be cold or hot. You just got to have ample um, potable water, drinking water on the job site for your employees, stored in sanitary fashion. But then you got bottles all over the job site where guys just throw them down and you can step on them and roll. They'll roll out from under and you bust your ass. So your employer does have to make sure you have plenty of water. So don't be bashful about the water. All day you should be taking water in and keep you healthy. Um, and PPE. A lot of times we talk about that. It's the employer's responsibility to ensure that you have the proper PPE for the task you are performing. Now, it doesn't mean that he gives you an endless supply of, say, gloves or safety glasses. Um, I've given guys back in the day before I realized it, and then people realized he ain't goofing around. Is I would give a guy a brand new pair of safety glasses when he came on the job site. And after lunch, somebody would come to me and says, "Hey, I lost my safety glasses. I need a new pair." And I think I did that once or twice before I realized that OSHA says I'm to provide it for you, and you have to take care of it. So if I give you a pair of safety glasses and you leave them under the shade tree back across the parking lot while you's under there having lunch on a hot summer day, and you walk the quarter mile or half mile back to the job site and you left your safety glasses or gloves under that tree, it don't make me responsible to give you a brand new set of safety glasses or gloves. Not my problem. Now, if you bring scratched, unusable, torn gloves or scratched, unusable safety glasses, then I, as an employer, yes, I have to replace those. No charge. But if you just lose stuff, I'm not responsible for that. I can charge you the appropriate cost of those items. So, guys, take care of your PPE. And if it gets so scratched or damaged that you can't use it, and then present it to your supervisor, knowing that he'll give you a new set of PPE to replace those that have been damaged or worn out through the natural course of work. All right, that's my thoughts on PPE, drinking water. How many of y'all got kids out there? Some of you got grandkids, but boy, them kids is something else, man. You get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Excuse me. You can get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. You're getting dressed in the dark and getting out of there, and they're still sleeping for what, another hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. And then you're done worked out, and you get home at 5 or 6, and hell, dinner's been done because the wife is taking care of the kids, which I think is appropriate. And you ain't even had any dinner, and you're walking in the house, and you've been gone from the house for 14 hours, and you walking back in the house, and hell, your wife and kids, they full of energy and happy to see you, and you almost beat down. So then you have the obligation to help with the household chores, get the kids ready for bed, and then maybe get to watch a little TV. So you end up staying up to darn midnight, knowing you got to get up in 4.5 hours, 5 hours. That's crazy. There's some benefits to it. When if you get up that early, you get your quiet time. So be grateful for that. Um, of course, some families I've known, when dad got up to go to work, wife got up, made sure his bag was packed, and she didn't work. She was a homemaker, and that's a lot of work. But bag was packed. My wife, my wife. If I got to work the night before, I go to bed at 9 o'clock, 9:30. But she'll be in there and she'll pack me a bag, and it's got fruit and vegetables and maybe a sandwich and some cheese sticks and uh, mixed nuts and things like that that I can snack on through the day to keep my energy and my energy and attitude in a good place. And I appreciate that. But if you work as a family, the man, if you're a true leader, you lead your family through their life, through their spiritual guidance, through all these things. And um, so, like I was talking about, some of the fellows I've known, their family got up with them every morning, especially if they're rural and have farm animals and chores to do around the house. Everybody got up at 4:30 in the morning. Mom made breakfast for the kids. The kids could finish up their chores, do their homework from the night before. Dad's up and about. Uh, you get that family time before you go to work, and you go off to work. Your kids get ready for school. Your wife takes the kids to the school. Your wife keeps a clean and tidy house for you and the children. And and when you come home at the end of a 14-hour day and they've eaten and you sit down to, and now every now and then you'll get in and have dinner with the family. But then you have some time in the evening, and guess what? You ain't got to fight them kids to go to bed. And the house is starting to go dark about 9:30. And I dig it. Kids will sneak in there and, you know, watch their cartoons or their TikToks or whatever they're going to do. But they got to get up at 4:30 in the morning. If you start that process after a month or so, um, everybody will be in a rhythm instead of everybody being offset. Anyway, just food for thought as you're driving down the road there, getting ready to go to work. If you're watching this later on, hey guys, make sure you give me a comment on this and subscribe so you know when I'm coming up. I intend to do this every Monday morning from 5 a.m. to 6. And like I said, these are the hours I do it because I know people are getting ready to go to work, and I get up at 4:30 and have some coffee, get down here and share this time with you guys, because at 6 o'clock I like to listen to uh, Patriot Radio, and I can't Mike Slater on Patriot Radio. I think he does another podcast, Politics and Religion. Um, but his first segment on Monday mornings at 6 a.m. is being grateful. And I think that's a good thing. I use that phrase quite a bit. And we should be grateful for every moment that we have with each other to interact. To share a meal together, take a ride to work together, and be fellows, muchachos, fellows, guys. And there's some ladies in there, guys. Y'all can have conversations. It doesn't matter. Talk about what's going on in your life, and build stronger relationships with your coworkers, and uh, through sharing the challenges that you have, um, build stronger relationships with your coworkers and with people like me. I'm looking for strong relationships where people I can count on people and people can count on me. We're missing so much of that today. That you know, I don't want to get political, but a lot of politicians, their power depends on culling you out from other people's who have closely same opinions, but culling you out and dividing people to gain their own power through divisions, and that's not what we need to be. We're all Americans. We have an opportunity here, and it's always been there. It's just been covered up to create a greater culture and society for the people who live within our borders who want to follow our laws. And we've written those laws. We the people through votes. Now, we've made some mistakes from time to time with our vote because we've been hoodwinked or whatever by these politicians, but they don't last long. In the scheme of things, they're short-lived. Long-term trends we have to be concerned about. Boy, this I'm gonna be straight up with you. Some of this stuff that happened in the past 4 or 5 years was crazy. Crazy. But it brought us to the point of appreciation for what is really true in America. And that's our ability to go out there and, through a meritorious system, achieve our own, what's the word? Achieve our own greatness. You know, live our own dreams. Take care of our family the way we see fit. We have the right to do it, raise people, raise our children under any banner we want to, as long as we protect them. Christianity, Buddhism, Catholicism, Judaism, Hare Krishna, it don't matter to me. None of those religions are violent. And they all emphasize the importance of children. So, things for thought. Man, taxes. Y'all done your taxes yet? I've looked at them. Oh, man, I done told this Osbot to do something. Unlock me, Tiny. A crazy thing. It done got set up some way I don't want it to be. All right. Cut that off. Anyway, go back down here. Anywho, let's see here. Oh, I need to put my skull up there. Give me a minute, guys. Display. I'm going to. All right. There you go. And now. There she goes. All right. Oop. Hey, a minute. Let me turn around and look at that. There we go. Like to have a little art. Everybody should have a little art in their life. Different cultures have different art too. That's a cool thing. Let me close this. Darn old cough. All right. How are we looking? We have been at it for 38 minutes and wait, I've been at it for 44 minutes. Ooh, I'm gonna run this thing right up till 6 o'clock as promised. If you hop on at the last minute, just send me a text saying hi. Guys, make sure you give me a thumbs up if you run across this after the broadcast, and that'll help encourage me to do this more often, or to continue doing it. And subscribe. As you subscribe, you get notified of new videos, and other things. It helps the channel and helps me encourage me to get up at 4:30. Well, I'm up 4:30 anyway, but to get on here and fool with the satellite this morning, it wasn't coming up quick enough. I don't know whether Starlink doesn't update or something on Monday mornings, but it's past few times it's been kind of weird getting going a minute or two late, even though I'm down here in ample time to get her fired up. Just glitch, 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 and that's probably because of the operator. But anyway, what time is? You know what? I made this coffee at 4:20, so I've been up since 4:20, and I normally wait till 6. But I think I'm going to go ahead and do it because that old coffee cup's sitting right there in front of me. Coffee, one of my sinful pleasures. I don't put sugar in it. I use a little sweet and low, but I do put creamer in it, and I do put about a half a teaspoon of cocoa because I kind of like cocoa. Oh man, that first coffee is so dadgum good. It's like delayed pleasure. It's like chasing your mate, chasing your girlfriend or boyfriend. You delay it, delay the pressure. And when that first kiss or whatever first happens, it's like, here, this right here, man. Mm, 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 mm. It's not so hot now that I can't drink it. I'm not scorching my tongue. It's mm. All right. Y'all feeling better? Y'all feeling better? I know I am. Another thing I got to work on is I'm always checking the OBS settings and the stream settings, and I'm not looking at you guys. And that's another thing I need to work on is concentrate on looking at the audience. I mean, that's why I'm doing this is so I can see you guys. If we ever want this, then there's chat open here, so you could start chatting, and I can respond to stuff. And I've got it where I could probably have a guest if we want to do that, a Zoom call with another guest one day, want to talk about the importance of something, or even if you wanted to get on here and you just got to give me some notice. We got to work out the logistics on it. It's just not, you can't dial in. I've got to set up and be prepared for you and hook you up and link you up and all that stuff. But I don't care. This is not about me. This is about you. If you want to be on here and if you got a group of guys you know that watch it every time, hell, come on, we'll set you up. Right now, it's just a one trick pony. or yeah, it's just me, man. It's just me. Mm. At 6 o'clock, I'll tune into my favorite radio station. Then my wife has stacked some darn old trash up for me. I got to load that in the back of the truck and put on my hiking boots, and I'll go take off the trash and go get some exercise, stop by the post office, come back in here, and start writing scripts. Um, I, I've been writing down due taxes, and I've had some preliminary look at it, and I got to get in there. And I'm not going to do it till the 1st of February. And the 1st of February, for a few days, I'm going to be totally wrapped up into calculating how much I made, ain't much, and how much I spent, which is a lot. And then calculate my tax liability on the difference between the two. Oh, I'll owe something. I'll owe something. You know, technically I'm retired, but I'll never retire. I'm doing this. Um, so the government needs that money too, man. They need you to get out there and work. They need you to get out there and earn them dollars. They need that tax revenue. I need you too. I need you to help support me. Hell, I supported all them old folks in front of me. Us old folks today need a little help. But you know, I put in a great deal of money over the years, over the 50, at least 50 years that I contributed to the Social Security. And then if I make a little extra over what I get, they gonna tax that. They gonna tax the Social Security. they figured you done forgot about all the taxes you paid through your life, and they gonna get some more. Anyway, it's up to me to do something about it. I'm going to vote. All right, let's see what we got here. I got about 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes. I got one viewer, and I think that's me checking the stream health on the phone and on the computer screen. Anyway, it's been a lot of fun this morning. If you've got a subject you'd like to talk about next week, since we're coming to the end here, put something in the comments. Tell me what you want to hear me talk about, or what you'd like to talk about. What conversation would you like to get started? And I'll make a note and we'll put it on the live stream, and we'll see what everybody else's ideas are on that thing that you want to talk about. You know, it's America. Everybody's got an opinion. We got more opinions than your mama and daddy. Don't do this, don't do that. Of course, me, I'm liable to tell you to go ahead and get her done. Give you the pitfalls, maybe some legality on it, but I encourage you to accomplish the task. You know, it's kind of rough trying to sit here for an hour and ramble along with just yourself you're talking to. Maybe I won't start answering myself. I'll give myself. All right. All right. Okay. Here we go, boys and girls. Couple more minutes. Anyway, as you're picking up your guys out there, and I know you need to go by the Quick Trip and let them fill up on food and coffee and whatever, sweet buns or whatever they're going to get, and then get to the job site, and you doing all the driving and half of them sleeping. Hey man, turn me in. Yeah, tune me in on your truck. You know, hit the YouTube, find me, and hit play on the and then send it through your truck, and everybody can listen to me ramble on. Y'all can laugh, and somebody in the truck say, "Hey, ask him this," and somebody can ask me that, and we have a good time. Hell, and some of us are probably old friends once they tune in. You know, been working together a long time and know a lot of people. Hell, a lot of people know me. Maybe that's why nobody's on here. They know me. Anyway, let's see here. Oh, I got 6:01. All right, boys and girls. Man, I sure appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all getting up every morning. I appreciate y'all making things new again, putting the work in. It's hard to see what you're doing as you're doing it, but when you're done and you step back and look at what you've accomplished, you really do get a sense of pride. And I appreciate the things that you blue collar professionals do out there. You pipe fitters, you framers, you installers, you demo guys, you man, each truck drivers, every one of you. I appreciate you being out there. And I look forward to coming back to you next week every Monday morning, 5 a.m. Every Monday morning at 5 a.m. But remember, have a grateful day.